and welcome back to Roy on Rescue. In this episode, I want to address a question that came in not only from the UK, but also was followed up again by an individual who said, what if I'm trained in CPR first aid and there's an AED, but I don't know exactly if I've been trained in using an AED? Or do you have to have any training at all to use an AED? And I'd like to take a moment just to address how that shakes out at this point. Whenever we're talking about a community available AED that might be hanging on the wall or sitting in a public location, the 2010 guidelines on usage of an AED no longer requires a formal training to be able to use one. They're very, very simple. And all the years before that, we could go on and on about we needed to have specific training, we needed to also have a prescription. There's, lots of different avenues that we could talk about in regards to the history of using an AED. But currently, as of 2010, we no longer even have to have specialized certification stating that we've been trained in the usage of an automated external defibrillator. An automated external defibrillator now is so automated, hence the name, that virtually you just simply turn the power button on and follow the directions. It's just about that easy, and although I think training might relieve some of the anxieties that a user might have in regards to whether I should use it, when do I use it, how do I use it, I think it's extremely valuable now with the intelligence that these machines have, that we understand that really anybody could use them, and if they are publicly available, by all means do use them. We're still going to start CPR immediately when someone is not breathing normally and not responsive. We're going to activate emergency medical services, and then as soon as we have an AED, we're going to turn the power on, follow its promptings, which usually include bearing the person's chest, applying the pads, plugging them in, and then not touching the patient while it's assessing and analyzing the underlying rhythm, and then telling you whether or not it's going to charge, whether you should defibrillate the patient, or whether you should just begin CPR again. So I hope this was helpful. They're great questions, and I just didn't want to ignore either one of them. Again, remember that in most cases in the continental U.S., we have the Good Samaritan law that protects us from civil lawsuits whenever someone suffers ill harm as a result of us trying to do the right thing to make their life better. But I can't speak to that in all countries, and as I said before, this question came in from the UK as well. You may want to check your local or your country's Good Samaritan liability laws to see if you have immunity from lawsuit or if you have the right to use it. But as far as the International Liaison Committee on Resuscitation, their standards, their guidelines, and their insinuations as far as and recommendations as far as what to do, no longer is training required to be able to be a rescuer using an AED. So keep up the good work. Keep the questions coming in from Roy on Rescue. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.